Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast.
Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer.
Creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great.
And the great thing is they'll distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more.
You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership.
So download Anchor and get started today. Enjoy the show.
What happens when you take a wrestling nerd and you mix him with his best friend who has a podcast? You get a wrestling theme episode of the True Comedy Podcast, brother. Welcome to the True Comedy Podcast. I'm Nicholas Finch.
And I'm Kirstan Cunningham.
And today we are talking about wrestling. Well, it's not a wrestling debate show. This is not what this is. We're talking about names. We're talking about names in wrestling history that for Kirstan are ridiculous.
Yes.
Or just like really over the top. For me, they're dumb. See, the real issue is here, I'm a wrestling fan.
And I am not.
And he is not.
See, I wasn't allowed to watch wrestling growing up. One, because I just thought my parents didn't want their furniture tore up because I have a younger brother and a younger sister, and we did stupid things. But also, after doing my little research on some of these names, I could see why I wasn't allowed to watch wrestling, because in the early 90s and a little bit before that, it was incredibly kind of racist and inappropriate.
Yeah, a lot of names that you'll hear here are inappropriate or stupid. But before we get into the topic today, we just want to thank everyone for tuning in and listening to this podcast.
Yes.
Thank all the people who continue to like, share, get more friends to subscribe.
Hallelujah.
Let's get this podcast out there for the world to listen to.
Right. It's been a great run. Lots of fun. And for those of you who don't know, True Comedy, it really is just our little baby where we talk about things every week that kind of interest us. So yeah. And guess what interests Nick? Wrestling.
It's ironic though, because I didn't pick the topic.
Nope.
But you wanted to get something to get me going, brother.
I did.
Oh yeah.
Hulkamania. Oh, don't want to get sued. Sorry, Tony Balea.
Terry Balea.
Terry, my bad.
Oh, see, there we go.
I told you I don't know wrestling.
All right, since this was your idea,
okay,
you go first.
Ooh, you want me to go first?
I do.
Ooh, okay. Well, Nick. Wrestling has been known to borrow a lot of characters, and I'm not just talking about Vince McMahon. I mean, there's wrestling, all types of different federations, different types of networks, everything that now WWE owns, everything for the most part. They're super mainstream on Fox, SmackDown, all that fun stuff. See, I know a little bit more about wrestling than you thought I did.
I mean, yeah, congratulations. You watch commercials.
No, it's not just from commercials. I've done some real research, okay? Okay?
I'm excited.
There are plenty of articles out there about the craziness of where, kind of just like any great idea where they say imitation is the best form of flattery. Nick, have you ever heard of a wrestler by the name of Arachnaman?
Arachnaman?
Yes.
This is new. Tell me about it.
In the early 1990s, WCW was kind of super popular with their crazy characters, and some of them were just blatant ripoffs of other characters. And Arachnaman, as you can imagine, looked like it just jumped straight out the pages of a comic book. And it was basically a dude in purple and gold dressed like a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like just straight up a blatant ripoff of Peter Parker's alter ego.
I'm starting to wonder, before you continue, how many of these WCW ripoff characters you have on your list.
A fair amount.
Oh, yeah.
But like, it looks like the closest this guy ever got to his Uncle Ben was with the box of rice. Okay. This character came out in 91. It actually started off with a match with Mick Foley.
Oh, Mick
Stunning
Foley.
Steve Austin. Yep.
Stunning Steve Austin and Mick Foley.
Yep.
Do you have any idea who those guys are?
Yes, I do, actually. Okay, I do know some things about wrestling. All right. But no, what's really funny is we know now that Disney owns the world.
Right.
I want you to just rewind to how many lawsuits they were hit with and why this character literally probably only lasted about 8 shows. Because Rackman was bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Here's a lawsuit, cease and desist. Let's end this.
And that was when Marvel was just regular Marvel.
Right,
They weren't even Disney then. It was just Marvel. So I'm going to start with a character name that
Okay.
is just inherently dumb.
Okay.
The name of this character is Festus.
I thought that was fetus.
Festus. It's Drew Hankinson's ring name. Well, it was his ring name. He goes by something different now. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
While it doesn't evoke a clear image, maybe it's a growth on your skin, maybe it's a chemical agent. Festus, Festivus, or Fester. It sounds
Nasty,
like other
nasty,
words,
nasty.
but on its own, it's just stupid. Now, the thing about this guy, Festus, and
Okay.
why this character was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so before matches, he was just kind of catatonic and just kind of like, bleh.
Yeah.
But then when the bell would ring, he would turn into this just monster dude who destroyed people. And he was really out of shape. He was supposed to be country. His theme song was Biscuits and Gravy. Biscuits and Gravy.
Yeah.
Make me mad. Anyway, so Festus
Uh-huh.
is my number 10. And the guy who like I said, Drew Hankinson, he goes by Luke Gallows now in WWE. It's a totally different character. Like he left the company.
See, when I hear gallows, I think of, strange fruit
Right. So he
hanging from the poplar tree.
he left the WWE.
Okay.
Went to Japan, tooled himself.
Japanese wrestling.
Yeah, and then came back as part of today. This is the OC.
Okay.
Yes.
So my thing is, I've noticed in a lot of things, wrestling is real quick to throw some overalls on somebody, rip their shirt off, and say, "Hey, you're this character."
Oh no.
Like every single one of them. Oh, you country. I ain't from nowhere near the South.
Ain't nowhere near.
Or you're just really dumb. Like the racial stereotypes in almost everything wrestling. I know sometimes it was okay to do that on TV, but it's something. it's something real something.
I feel like at some point you're gonna take one of like something I have higher. And
is it like the Iron Sheik or any of those people that were all American born actors that maybe just been a little bit olive complected?
Well, no, I don't have any of those guys. But
Okay.
don't you get me started. They had a guy who played an Arab American not long after 9/11. It was
Yeah.
like 5 years after
Yeah.
9/11. Dude was from Jersey. Mm-hmm. I don't even remember his real name.
If you
but
get a little tan, it can do a little bit of an accent.
and
We're
they
gonna
have
wrap
a
your
guy.
head.
They have a guy now named Jinder Mahal. He's playing an Indian character. He's from Canada,
Wow.
but he does. To be fair, he does have some of that heritage, but he's
Okay.
actually from Canada.
Okay. Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada. Go ahead.
I just want some maple syrup, Okay, so Nick, do you know who Charles Wright is?
I do know who Charles Wright is. I just wanted to see which one of his gimmicks you're about to give me.
Okay, so Charles Wright, Mr. I'm going to be a voodoo priest. And Papa Shango.
Yes.
That is incredibly just oof. Why would you do that, people?
Do you have any of his other characters
Like,
on this list before we get to Charles
I don't
Wright?
like I don't have their names, but I'm saying I have kind of some ideas of what he's done.
I got you, fam.
Okay.
I got
But-
you.
Like they painted up his face, had little like chicken bones and stuff hanging around his neck. Ooh, I'm gonna cast spells on everybody. But yeah, that's Papa Shango and his incredibly slightly racist voodoo priest.
Let me tell you about Kama Mustafa. Oh, something. Sorry. Let me tell you about Charles White.
Okay.
Right. He's
Right.
played right. He's played the Papa Shango. Then he's played a character called Kama Mustafa.
Yeah.
Who was
Nation of Islam.
Nation of Islam, and then
Black
he joined
Panther.
the Nation of Domination.
Yep.
But his character that got him the most notoriety, or where it got him into the WWE Hall of Fame, he was the Godfather.
Yes.
He was the pimp.
Yes, he came in with all his lady friends. Because this is a family show. I can't call them that garden tool that they're referred to on the WWE website. Come on now.
No, listen. There was there would be kids in the crowd. Come aboard the train, and everybody.
The ho 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 like Santa Claus says.
And then he's talking about his routine before match. Every match, he's talking about roll up a fatty and light it for your pimp daddy. Let me roll up in there, put your hands up in the air, say pimping ain't easy.
Wow.
He talking about smoking a blunt.
I see why more and more I was not allowed to watch wrestling.
I wasn't
growing
either.
up.
I was sneaking watching it when I first started.
Wow.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Nelly, he love you.
Ma,
Mama, I love you.
I just want to know, by the way, we're recording this on her birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Mrs. Finch.
Wow, okay. Happy birthday, Mama B. I love you. Hold it down.
Oh.
We're talking about wrestling on your birthday.
Oh, your mama can talk wrestling, too.
Oh, yes, you can.
All right, so Nick, is it my go or is it your go?
It's my go.
Okay.
So there is
Hit
this,
me with your best shot.
so there is this Japanese wrestler who debuted as part of a stable called Kaientai back in the late 90s. His name was Funaki. So as time goes, that stable went away. He got a new gimmick, and he is a Japanese wrestler.
Okay.
So they decided to put him in some gi, and they rebranded him as Kung Fu Naki.
But
Kung Fu Naki.
he's Japanese.
Let me get there.
Okay.
Did WWE think fans think they couldn't handle the Japaneseness of Funaki? Well, then they certainly would have to try to wrestle him with his full name, which is just Sochi Funaki, or they just call him Sho Funaki. The attempt wasn't funny because of how childish it was. But on top of the fact, Kung Fu, like you said, is Chinese.
Right.
And Funaki is Japanese. So they turned him from a Japanese wrestler to a Kung Fu. They didn't turn him Chinese.
Kung Fu warrior.
He just started going by Kung Fu Naki.
Wow.
And it wasn't over. The only reason the gimmick was kind of over was because he was somebody that we liked from our childhood. Okay, so when I first started watching wrestling, like 2000,
you started wrestling. Where you train?
I've been training for a while. Anyway,
Okay.
so
Did Nat's dad train you?
As part of the tag team he originally debuted with, or the group, and it got down to a tag team. His teammate was Taka Michinoku. So before matches, they would come out and and they would talk like Japanese. Right? Okay, so their mouths would be mouthing Japanese, but somebody would be in the background, like backstage, speaking American. So it was like they were doing subtitles
In real life?
Yeah. So dude Taka would be like, blah, 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 and they're like, tonight we are going to take you down. and then they'd give Funaki the microphone, and somebody backstage would go, indeed.
Oh my God. No, they didn't.
Yes, this was on the USA Network weekly.
Jesus Christ.
It was so great. It's so bad.
Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior.
Indeed. You've heard me do that before.
Yes, I have. Now I know where it comes from. Well, Nick, here's some other kind of stereotypes I've kind of determined about how wrestling portrayed different races. I mean, if you're brown, black people, hard head. I mean, you're hard head. If you get somebody tries to headbutt you, it's gonna hurt them. Okay, what?
That's not if you're black. That's if you're Samoan.
Okay, sorry.
Samoans have the hard
Sorry,
head.
Samoans have the hard head. Black people are sneaky and steal.
And they dance.
And they dance. Yes, they definitely dance. I mean, we can look at Saban and Power Rangers. The first Black Power Ranger, all he did was dance.
Hey, he had what was it was hip hop keto?
Yes, hip hop keto.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were olive complected or if you were Middle Eastern, you were just sneaky and did stuff with bombs and things like that. If you're white from the South, you're a hillbilly, you walk around barefoot, as I said earlier, with your overalls on. What do you do if you're from Mississippi and black, Nick?
If you're from Mississippi and black, I think you act like a dog.
Well, what if you were named, if you were Jim Harris, you were Sugar Bear or Ugly Bear or Big Jim Harris, or let's completely flip the script, you were Camilla the Ugandan Giant.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Kamala,
sorry, I can't read.
Oh, yeah, Kamala. I forgot he was from Mississippi. Yeah, Kamala.
So basically what it says here, upon returning to the United States, Harris embraced a new persona with the help of Jerry the King Lawyer. After reading an issue of National Geographic featuring an African doctor in Uganda named Kamala, Lawyer and Harris took that name, just straight up jacked it. Okay, I'm Kamala the Ugandan Giant. Uganda. But like, this is a big dude. Like, you could have, He doesn't look like he's from Uganda, but this is just a big dude. I wouldn't argue with. He's walking around in the ring with a loincloth on.
Yes.
Like, where do you find enough fake? Where do you find enough fake cheetah print to wrap around somebody this big?
Oh, no, they got seamstress and stuff.
I mean, like, this dude is a straight lineman.
Yeah,
like,
he's
a big boy.
He's a big old boy. Ironically, gosh, this is why I hate that I know wrestling too much. He's actually had a lot of health issues recently.
Oh.
I think he lost either one or both of his legs because of health issues.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's just one that it's not sad that you brought it up. It's just something like if you go online, people listen. If you go online, please look him up, and if you have the ability to help Kamala, please
help him.
Please do. But he is a WWE legend.
Okay.
Another guy, I can't believe I forgot he was from Mississippi. The Ugandan Giant. Okay.
Mississippi born and bred, brother.
You talk about wrestling names. Sometimes they are just a play on words. Now there's this one guy who if I call him by his current name, I'm just gonna tell you he's current WWE executive Triple H.
Okay, yeah.
So Triple H.
Yeah.
We know all his nicknames and stuff. But when he was a very young wrestler in WCW, he had a name that was a play on words. His name was Terra Rising.
Oh,
okay.
That's what that's.
Terra Rising. Terra,
like Terra. Oh my
Terra
God, I'm
Rising.
so dumb.
You look at
I
it
just
earlier.
got that.
Terra Rising.
That is so they.
Oh, well, but the thing is, he's had a lot of dumb names.
Yeah.
His real name is Paul Levick.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah. So when he got to WWE, he was Hunter Hearst Hemsley.
I did know that.
And then
Hunter Hearst Hemsley.
eventually in the '97, they shortened it to Triple H.
Okay.
But some people will still call him Hunter on the show, and it comes from the Hunter Hearst Hemsley thing. But yeah, terrorizing out of WCW. That's another WCW name. What is the
Nick? What would your? Never mind. I'll say that to the end.
What am I wrestling name?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what your wrestling name. We'll say that for the end.
Oh, okay. Actually, that's a funny story about that. I cannot wait to cut that promo. I absolutely cannot wait to cut that promo.
Lord, I'm afraid.
Oh, I'm finna go in. Go ahead. What's your next one?
So I'm struggling, really sitting here trying to think of things and things that just really, I don't know. As I said earlier, Nick, some of these people just get stupid creative. And by stupid creative, I mean they were stupid and not very creative. It's like, what random props we got lying around here that we could just throw on this buddy? Because he done made it through the gauntlet. He done went out there. Look, because back in the day when you wanted to learn how to wrestle, you actually had to take a couple bumps and maybe somebody snapped your ankle. And if you came back, then you really wanted to wrestle. Well, let's say Mark Copani, an Italian-American.
Oh, go ahead.
They decided to make him an Arab character by the name of Muhammad Hassan, I'm sorry.
Okay, so do you remember the guy who I was just telling you about?
Yeah.
That's who that is.
Oh.
Muhammad Hassan. The guy who I said debuted as an Arab American as Italian. That's the guy.
Wow. We're on, it's like we're at ESPN or something. We're on the same wavelength. I just don't understand. He's creating little terrorists that are attacking the Undertaker. This is all on TV, and we're all cheering for this. Does it make us bad as Americans or just anybody that really enjoys this to look at these racial stereotypes and just let them clash? Clash of the Titans.
Well, see, he was a bad guy in wrestling because he debuted. He was supposed to be a guy who tried to get sympathy for the fact that he was Arab American, but Americans weren't going to cheer for an Arab guy during that time.
BP oil prices.
So he was a bad guy just for that. So eventually they just leaned into the Arabness of it, and that particular incident you're talking about, was a taped episode that happened the same day as the as a terrorist event, terrorist attack in London.
Oh,
it's the London bombers. And they were the same thing, the black mask and everything they did in London. So they had folks in black masks, but the show was taped.
Okay.
So like it was taped on the Tuesday, happened and it just aired that
just
same
so
Friday, and it actually ruined his career.
Ooh. Yikes. I would have just turned up and said, "It's me, Mario."
It's
ripped off somebody else's character. You know?
I'd be somebody else.
Where's the princess?
I'd be a stereotype, you know.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Anybody wants a pizza pie? I am Michelangelo Donatello Raphael Leonardo. That's my full name.
Wow. We're getting real offensive this episode.
No, we're not.
Okay.
We're doing caricatures. It's WWE.
Call me now, Miss Cleo, your psychic friend.
Yeah, sure.
Had Papa Shango on here earlier.
Yeah.
What the magic bones say?
Okay. I think I have the worst name as my number 7 because
Okay.
you can't get any worse. Okay, let me set the stage for you.
Mood lighting.
You know, sometimes in
Background
wrestling,
music.
you have
Solo spotlight.
you know, multiple generations of families wrestle. Like The Rock is a third generation superstar.
Yeah.
He has his grandfather, High Chief PMIV, and then Rocky Johnson, then The Rock. You have people like Randy Orton. I don't know his granddaddy's name, but his dad was Cowboy Bob Orton.
Yeah.
Him, third generation star. Ric Flair, Charlotte Flair. It happens a lot.
Natalia and her family.
Yeah, Natalia is and her dad Jim the Anvil.
Yeah,
So
that trained everybody.
yeah, he in the Heart Dungeon. So
No, seriously, look it up. That stuff's scary.
So we have this guy. We have another second generation star. His dad was Stan Stasiak, a legend.
Stuff I couldn't spell.
He was, his son was a really, really big buff dude. He's way more in shape than him. His name was Sean Stasiak. He at some point he went by Sean Stasiak, and he went by another goofy name, Planet Stasiak, because it was a very bad character. I don't want to get into it. That's not even his worst name. So what would you think they named somebody who was, you know, big and buff and just built like a gladiator?
What's their race?
He's white. At least I think he's white. I mean, his name's Stasiak.
I don't know. Somebody could own him named Stasiak.
I mean, because I think it's one of those things if you consider German or Russian white or whatever. I do. Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, like Terminator, something big.
Okay.
Great Wall, big white guy.
Sean's debut name in the WWE.
Oh Lord.
Meat.
Oh my God. Why?
He debuted as the arm candy of two female wrestlers.
Okay.
And whose stable name was Pretty Mean Sisters.
Okay.
Please shorten that up. Pretty Mean Sisters. What would be that acronym?
I know it. PMS.
Okay, so he debuted as their manager in eye candy. Meat. He was the meat for the Pretty Mean Sisters.
Oh my God. How is this stuff still on TV?
It's not. They don't do that kind of stuff anymore. This was the 90s, man. It was debaucherous.
True. It was.
The late 90s was crazy.
It was bad. Like the late 90s might as well have been 1965 with some of these characters and racial portrayals they had on folks. Like it might as well have been We Shall Overcome all the way down the street. Nick, so let's say we were in shape.
Okay.
We wanted to go wrestle.
All right.
So we're a duo of African-American wrestlers.
Oh,
okay. What do you think our name would be?
Our name would be 10.
Why did I see that coming? I would be the 0, right? Just like I nicknamed you Tiny. It'll be funny. You Uno, I'm Diaz.
Ebony and Ivory.
Nah, Nick, we more like Ebony and Beige.
Reese's peanut butter. You know what? I
Medium well and well done.
I guarantee I know exactly the tag team name you about to give me. Can I guess it?
You can guess.
See, they're actually from Texas, but they portrayed this team from a New York place. I'm gonna go. You're gonna tell me Harlem Heat.
I'm not actually.
Oh, Harlem Heat. You didn't do Harlem Heat.
Nope. I did Crime Time.
Oh God, Brooklyn. Bringing the hood to you. What you want? Bring it up. Yes. This
Crime
ain't
Time.
Hollywood.
If this ain't the most
This ain't Hollywood.
racist,
This is Hollywood.
stereotypical, we still in all your stuff.
Bro, I loved Crime Time,
But
man.
like-
Are you kidding me?
They're hilarious, but listen to the other names, okay? The Gang Stars. I mean,
Well, these
Shad
were-
Gaspar and the Neighborhoodie. Like, that's so racist.
Oh, they were
And, like,
terrible.
but see, before they came on one episode, I'm going to read you this actual statement that was placed on WWE's website. Tonight, a new tag team, Crime Time, spelled CRYME. TYME will be introduced to the Raw audience. In an effort to humor and entertain our fans, the tag team known as Crime Team will be parodying racial stereotypes. Shad Gaspard and JTG do outlandish, outrageous stunts to ready themselves for tag team action on Raw. The attempt at Saturday Night Live-like humor is bound to entertain audience of ethical derivations. We hope you enjoy the weekly adventures of Crime Time. Basically, translation, we about to do some real racist stuff. It's supposed to be funny. Don't get mad. Don't write me. Don't call me. Don't beat me. Don't do anything. You just continue to let us get these ratings.
And you want to know something?
They got them ratings.
And no, they didn't. But there's not a black fan who watched wrestling then who hated Crime Time.
Okay.
They were hilarious.
But did they park their car around them?
Huh?
Did they
I mean,
hand in
they're
their
still good people. They're still good people. Like, they're just characters.
Okay. It's a character.
It's a character.
Okay.
Bro, I love Crime Time, bro. I did the theme song as soon as you said it.
Yeah.
They had a little tag team with John Cena for a little while. Crime Time. That's great. That is great.
The racism is killing me.
What's your next one?
Okay. My next one is also towards another group of people
Oh goodness.
who rode into the ring on lawnmowers.
Oh no, I know this one too.
In reference to undocumented day laborers. And for some reason, I just feel that in a certain political climate, that if this group was still wrestling now, it'll be equally as prolific, maybe.
Yeah.
The Mexicools,
Yep.
who made their debut as villains on June 23rd, 2005, when all three members rode into the ring on John Deere lawnmowers, with a sticker saying, a more Hispanic-sounding, Juan Deere. And wearing matching coveralls. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, that's hilarious. If I saw that right now with Juan Deere on it, I would die. I mean, this was a tag team. It's just super, super, super hilarious. But what would probably happen now is you'd probably see you'd probably have people like the Mexicools facing off in a tag team match against Crime Time, facing off against also your Charlottesville, North Carolina folks with the tiki torches yelling, "Build that wall." And then Trump would also be a guest on that episode.
Well, there is kind of like a Southern-based tag team now called the Revival, who are like kind of throwback ground and pound type wrestlers. So they'd fit right in with as a natural rival.
Yep.
To the Revival, who I also love as a team.
Well, see, there's also this team. This wrestler, I wish I could remember his name. But when they were trying to get him big and make him popular in the South, what did they do? They covered him in Confederate flags. And I mean, this came out in the 80s, so just think of somebody wrestling nothing but Confederate flags around. What they were trying to ride was the success of Dukes of Hazzard, because that was real big then, but it's just something's wrong with that. You can't have him all over you.
No.
Mr. Superman. no
Misa
here.
Super. And so it's funny that you did two tag teams. And the reason I wanted you to do two in a row, because 5 and 6
Okay.
are one tag team.
Okay.
But both their names are equally ridiculous.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a backup. I'm going to give you background before I name them. One of the worst cases of forced acronyms was the Godwins. This is the Godwin family. WWE wanted so badly to have two tag team partners spell certain words. They named a guy Phineas which was spelled really weird. Okay, so this is a Southern-based tag team. 2 white dudes.
Oh Lord.
One was named Henry O. Godwin, and the other one was named Phineas I. Godwin.
No.
One, Henry O. Godwin, Phineas I. Godwin, Hog and Pig.
No.
Their name Hog and Pig. They're dirty. Get it? Like pigs.
Yeah, that's
So yeah, they were a tag team that went by Hog and Pig. And you know something? They were not entertaining.
I could imagine like 2 pigs in slop right there, not entertaining at all.
Yeah, and they did have a lot of slop matches too. Yeah.
That's gross.
Again, the late 90s trash TV. We romanticize the 90s a lot, but there was a lot of trash TV.
It was.
I
mean, they paraded Monica Lewinsky around on TV with that stain on that dress. Like, it's just bad. Trash TV.
That's why that scandal got so big. Like Monica Lewinsky's scandal in 2019 would be nothing like it was in 98.
No.
It wouldn't even last a day.
No, it wouldn't.
All things considered. And as far as I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, so Nick, I only got like a couple left, like literally 2.
Let me go ahead and do another one then.
Yeah, you go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
back in the mid 90s, WWE did a lot of occupational based characters. They had
Blue collar workers and stuff.
Yeah, they had a guy who was a hockey player called the Goon. They had a character who was a tax guy named.
I was about to say, wasn't there someone that was like an IRS person that wrestled in a suit?
Literally was finna say IRS.
Okay.
I was literally about to say that.
Shoot, because I ain't wrestling with the IRS. I'm going to call one of the people that come on TV on late nights that be trying to sell you stuff. Because the IRS, they out to get you.
Yeah, they had a Repo Man. They had a lot of base characters like that. One base character was a dentist. Now this
okay.
Let me just read about him.
Tell me a story. It's Reading Rainbow.
Luckily for Glenn Jacobs, WWE eventually gave him a great character in Kane, but his original name was Isaac Yankum, DDS, a dentist. Isaac Yankum.
Oh my God.
Isaac Yankum.
So he yanked
him.
Why did not? Why are these people more creative than we are? Seriously. They should create every Instagram tag, every caption. This is quality entertainment right here. I really need this creative team on this podcast.
I'm going to tell you something even crazier. We had one character that debuted with Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
Okay. So Dr. Isaac Yankum DDS was actually the dentist for Jerry Lawler.
Oh.
not in real life.
Yeah, not in real life. I hope not in real life.
No. The character was a dentist. And now Glenn Jacobs, the guy who played Isaac Yankum and Fake Diesel and the eventual Kane character that he was most famous for, is actually the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee.
What?
Yeah.
Well, look at that. Lord. Oh, what?
Well, you got to think about this. Like all these different characters that these folks have played. You got the president, who's a WWE Hall of Famer. You have Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's a WWE Hall of Famer. He was governor of California.
Yeah.
You have Jesse the Body Ventura, who was who's governor of Minnesota.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, and then you got the mayor and Glenn Jacobs, and now Booker T, who I can't even remember his real name. I have no idea
somewhere, but Booker T.
It's like something Huffman.
Yeah,
but he's gonna run for mayor of Houston. I don't know if he'll win it, but
hopefully he will, because that would be hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Can you picture a city hall meeting with Booker T and someone getting mad at wanting to threaten Booker T, and he just give him that one look, and you just like, okay,
you didn't just say that.
Yeah,
tell me,
but I did.
You did not just say that.
Yeah, ain't no crossing Booker T at all.
Oh man,
that gap he got ain't no crossing Booker T.
No, it ain't no crossing Booker T
at all. So I struggled between. You want to do some more? Or you want me to go on? How many
Go
more
on.
you got? Okay.
I got 3 more.
Okay, well, I'll let you finish this off.
Okay.
You give us one more, Nicholas.
Okay, so
Because I got a picture for mine.
I'm gonna go to a seldom used company, TNA.
Okay.
They're now known as Impact Wrestling.
What does TNA stand for? It's a
Total nonstop action.
Total nonstop action. That's
Yeah, but
I used to watch TNA because TNA tried to do some things to make them kind of stand out in the crowd for me. Like the ring wasn't in a funky color.
no, the ring used to be 6-sided.
That's what it. Okay, I knew it was something different.
Okay, TNA was actually decent before they tried to be WWE light.
Right.
And so, they did funky things. One of the funky things they did before they were WWE light is they created a character that was supposed to be a joke. It was by a great wrestler, Christopher Daniels. This was a joke character. They did it on purpose. But they named him after a spicy food.
Okay.
So
Jorge
Daniels
Jalapeno
came out with kind of like a no, that would be awful. Came out with like an orange jumpsuit.
Oh my god!
And he went by the name Curry Man.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He was Curry Man.
No,
It was awful.
that sounds so racially insensitive.
It is racially insensitive, and it was awful.
But now I want some curry chicken.
But the thing is, like, there's guys in WWE now, like AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. Like, these are guys who were main event at WWE pay-per-views, but this is when they were younger, getting their start. So he would be in main event matches as Curry Man, even though he had the talent to be in main event matches just because of how good he was.
Right.
But it'd be AJ Styles versus Curry Man. Samoa Joe versus Curry Man for the X Division Championship. What?
Delicious curry man.
And he'd come out and do a little dance. Like it was terrible.
Like Bollywood style dance.
I don't think it was Bollywood style dance. I'm gonna have to find a video, but Curry Man, I didn't even have to look this one up. Like there's some names that I knew was gonna be on this list, and Curry Man was one of them.
How have I never heard of this?
Because it didn't last long.
Okay.
But because I watched wrestling like intently back then, it never left my mind.
Lord. Nick, so you know this wrestler. Not wrestler. Nick, you know this wrestler. Cesaro, right?
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that he was once a very mysterious ice cream?
What?
Yes. Look at this. Yeah. Yeah. So, perhaps one of the greatest ring names of all time. Cesaro's ring name during the stint with Chikara back in 2007 is worthy of taking first place. A very mysterious ice cream was made a part of Los Ice Creams and came out wearing a mask as part of the gimmick. This is by far the creepiest thing that I've seen. And I've seen the Wyatts. They're creepy and they blow out the candle, but that's just great theater right there. That to me is, that's amazing. But this whole, I'm wearing a mask and it's kind of pointy and it's kind of like luchador ways, but it's also smiley and there all this pleather and stuff. He's ice cream. Why? I just don't get it. Try imagine Cesaro coming down the ring in WWE while announcing a very mysterious ice cream. That's messed up.
That poor fella. He's too talented to have had to do the crap he's had to endure his career.
But it's okay. You can order him at McDonald's because their machine always broken.
No, you can't order a very mysterious ice cream at McDonald's because you can't order any ice cream.
Unless McDonald's wants to sponsor an episode of True Comedy Podcast. Let's just make sure that ice cream machine working.
We love to see you smile.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm loving it. Did somebody say McDonald's?
No, I was just talking about very mysterious ice cream. And the fact that you can get ice cream from McDonald's is very, very mysterious.
Okay.
Now I want a soft serve cone or caramel. Ooh.
I got a character for you.
Okay.
Now, I don't have a lot of background on this one.
It's all right.
This is my number 2 because of just how ridiculous this is.
Okay.
This character name was Bastion Booger. Now, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
What do you think somebody named Bastion Booger would look like?
Big and obese and sloppy and wet hair all the time.
Now I'm going to read you his character.
Okay.
On the theme of bodily waste, Mike Shaw Mike Shaw rolls in with this hideous gray sling outfit and the kind of name you'd want to see more of if second graders did the naming.
They like put him in a costume for real.
His character was gross, so they stuck him with the gross last name. It's such an off-putting and inane name that most fans didn't even notice the Bastion part being named after a stronghold, which is a great idea because, Bastion Booger. But the other part, the Bastion part, but the Booger part, not so much. This dude was just the nastiest thing I'd ever seen in my life. Mm-hmm. Like, he was a gray sling out. And to get a picture. Bastion Booger.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
Absolutely.
It looks like it's all... Okay, y'all. So, Google Bastion Booger. Look at it. It looks like everything he has on is made out of duct tape, and it's 30 sizes too small.
It's terrifying.
He looks like the Gerber baby rolled in some vegetable oil, and then they duct taped it all on him, and he looks really confused why he signed up for this. That's nasty. I'm running out the ring.
Yeah, it was very disturbing. It didn't last long, thank God.
Hallelujah. So, Nick, you want me to hit my number one?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I have a feeling my number one is wildly inappropriate, and I'm probably going to have to bleep this out.
Give it a shot.
So, Big Dick Johnson. That's my number one, Big Dick Johnson.
That is his name.
Yes.
That is. Go ahead.
Because,
that almost made my list.
His last name is DeJoseph, so I don't know where the dick came from. Maybe his name's Richard somewhere. Because I didn't know this because I'm African American and we don't give nicknames that make sense. I didn't know that Dick is a short for Richard. So maybe his name's Richard Johnson or something. I don't know. But basically, this is more like an adult movie name instead of a wrestling name.
I hate that I know why he had that nickname.
Like,
he wasn't actually a wrestler. That's the funny part.
Oh, like
he was a character, but
okay. What was his character? Tell me about it, then, Nick.
Okay, so he worked backstage for WWE, and I guess at one point at one party he took his clothes off and kind of gyrated a little bit.
Okay,
so,
helicoptering.
No, he's not helicoptering. I don't know if he. Anyway, so there are segments sometimes in WWE, like in the mid 2000s, to where they'd just be talking and then some party music would hit and it'd be this big dude, big dude just dancing, kind of gyrating, in his underwear and some cufflinks.
Oh no!
And it was Big Dick Johnson. I hated those segments, but that's what he did. I was like, okay. Those would be the times where you're kind of like embarrassed about what you're watching.
That is going for the lowest of the jokes. Like, everybody knows, oh, we're going to make a joke. Let's just make a dick joke.
Kirsten, what makes it worse is like, this was like right before they went PG.
Oh.
Like, we're talking like 2005, 2007.
Whoa. This wasn't that long. Actually, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, actually, it's longer than you realize. So they went PG in like 2008 after the Benoit stuff. But, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so a famous wrestler, Chris Benoit, who has also had a dumb name, Pegasus Kid, in his early career. Anyway, Chris Benoit, he killed his wife and son and then hung himself.
How do I not know this as much like criminal athlete stuff as I listen to?
Oh man, and his wife, ironically,
Lenny Dykstra.
No, he got married. Oh no, okay, so he got put in a storyline with this young lady named Nancy Sullivan, who was married to a booker in WCW named Kevin Sullivan. So Kevin booked for them to be a couple.
Yeah.
So back in those wrestling times, you like had to live your gimmick. So, so Nancy and Chris would be together all the time. Eventually, Nancy leaves Kevin for Chris. So they ended up getting married. And so later on in life, Kevin becomes the lead booker at WCW, like the lead writer at WCW.
Okay.
And Chris is like, heck no, I ain't finna stay here for that. I'm out. So he leaves and goes to WWE. So, and then I think that was in 99. So 8 years later, in 2007, he's dealt with concussions, multiple surgeries to his neck.
CTE?
Yes, actually, very bad CTE. One night, and steroids, of course.
Yeah.
So abused drugs. So one night he kills his wife and son and hangs himself.
Okay.
And then the WWE goes PG.
I need y'all to all understand what this episode has done right now. Nick and I have completely switched places. Okay. Did we Freaky Friday ourselves?
We might have.
Because, like, I'm the true crime guy, right? That's what I know. Nick's the wrestling guy. I came up with the wrestling topic for this episode, and he just ended it with true crime stuff. What is life? The limit does not exist. What is going on, brother?
It's real.
Brother. Vince McMahon here. Don't look at my daughter that way. But you can marry her and be the chairman of this company.
Well, I really can't. I think the number one I have is just kind of. I don't even know. All right, we'll go for it.
Just say it.
All right, so
say something. I'm giving up on you.
So again, this is an age where WWE like to do occupational based gimmicks. So NASCAR had gotten big.
You're not first, you're last.
And they had this
Raise hell, praise Dale.
This character built out of Mobile, Alabama.
Oh God.
His name.
Please tell me they at least said Mobile and not Mobile, Alabama.
Oh no! Listen, I was so proud because I was like, "Yeah, Bob Holly's from Mobile, Alabama." That's what his name eventually got to. Hardcore Bob, Hardcore Holly, and then just Hardcore Holly. But before that, he was Thurman Sparky Plug. There was a wrestler who his gear had checkerboard flags on it.
No.
His name was Thurman Sparky Plug to indicate that he used to be a crew member for NASCAR.
Wow.
Occupation-based gimmicks. He was a crew member, so his name was Thurman Sparky Plug.
You know he was real fast because they changed him tires and all in like 4 seconds.
Mm-hmm. You know he can get things done. I do stuff with my hands. Oh, listen. Hardcore Holly was the best. He's just a mean, tough,
good old Southern
guy.
boy,
and like
raised on grits.
And I used to real deal believe he was from Mobile, Alabama.
I bet you did.
I was like, yeah,
especially being from South Alabama. I bet you really did.
Oh, I loved Hardcore Holly from Mobile, Alabama. Wow, yeah, Hardcore Holly. Man, ain't from Mobile. You know, what's really upsetting is there's kids, the Roman Reigns and the Usos.
Yeah.
They're real deal from Pensacola.
Yeah.
Like they're real deal from Pensacola, and they're not billed from Pensacola. None of them are.
Oh, that sucks.
It's really upsetting. Then you get somebody
I just
like,
wish the ones I went to the University of West Alabama would claim that somewhere.
You know, that's interesting because they do this chant where they go ooh, and then the crowd goes oh.
Y'all know that's the ooh-wah chant.
Exactly.
That is the ooh-wah
chant. So the last time I went to a show where the Usos were there, they said ooh. I went wow.
I appreciate it.
And it was folks in the crowd who got what I did.
Yes. Did they come with you though?
Some did, but others, there was like other folks like over there that laughed and say, I got you. They do exactly what I was doing when I did that ooh-wah. Ooh, wah. I was like, I got you, boys. It's really funny considering my current occupation. I've tried to get them down here for so many homecomings every year. I was like, all right, y'all, this is the year y'all coming back.
Come on in the room.
And their dad, Rikishi, follows me on Twitter.
Right. Rikishi got a picture up at the Mexican restaurant.
Which is also a weird name. It just doesn't mean anything.
I'm about to say, what does Rikishi mean?
It doesn't mean anything. And he's one of those Samoans. You can't headbutt any of them because they Samoans.
Yeah, that's a real Samoan.
Yeah.
That's a...
They real Samoans too.
I know.
They as much Samoan as I am white.
Nick, it's time for you to go home.
Did I lie?
I'm tired of putting you off of these episodes, y'all. My co-host is trying to kill me with these throwaway lines.
Okay.
Somebody come get Jamal.
Okay, so
Yes, I hit you with Jamal because the white part is Nicholas.
That's right. Nicholas Finch.
Yes.
That's why my Facebook name is Nicholas J. Finch. But before we get into our social media stuff,
I wasn't there yet.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say you asked a question. Mm-hmm. What would your wrestling name be?
I don't know, because let's just be real honest. What would happen if I came out as a wrestler in the 90s, as skinny and little bitty as I was? It would be Urkel. It just would be. Let's just say, or mad scientist, something, because I used to do stupid stuff at the house, crazy science experience. I've almost blown up my parents' house 4 or 5 times. It just happened. But yeah, there's probably all these generators out there that could tell me, like, you pick this date of your birth and then this letter of your last name, and this is your random wrestling name.
This is your random wrestling name.
What would yours be, Tiny? I mean, Nick?
Well, I think it's obvious. I already have a built-in wrestling name. It's the NJF.
The NJF.
And now let me tell you why this is a problem.
Let me tell you something, brother.
No.
K-Ham here with the NJF.
Let me tell you something. There is a guy who is in a newer wrestling promotion. He goes by Maxwell Jacob Friedman. He is the MJF.
Oh, no.
You mean to tell me?
No.
Since 2003, I have been going by the NJF. And it's all I've ever known. And there's some little white boy down in AEW gonna try to take my name and make it his own. Let me tell you something, MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. If you think you got what it takes to defend your name,
well,
much as I would defend the NJF, I want you to come down here and do something about it.
Do something about it.
Let me tell you something, Jack. You ain't better than me in talking. You ain't better than me in writing. You ain't better than me in singing. You ain't better than me in making love. You ain't better than me in nothing, Jack. And I promise you this, if you meet me in the ring in Jacksonville or Tampa or Washington, D.C. or Chicago or Indianapolis or anywhere you want to meet me, I promise you that the NJF will be the victor, boy.
And that's all because he knows K-Ham, and K-Ham can knock them kneecaps out.
You're daggone right.
But Mr. the MJF, you are more than welcome to defend your title on the True Comedy Podcast. We can call in and set that up. I mean, if our listeners know, let's make this happen. I would love to embarrass somebody on my show.
Yeah, come bring in MJF.
And deal with the NJF.
Brother.
Okay, Terry. No more lawsuits.
Guys, follow us on social media. Nicholas J. Finch on Facebook, or the NJF on Twitter and Instagram. Follow the show
True Comedy Pod on the Instagram.
and Podcast True
on the Twitter.
And then Kirstan, give your
Oh, that's my name, Kirstan. Yes. You can follow me on Instagram at khamcooks or on the Twitter at khamspeaks, because I speak. And also my Facebook is Kirstan Cunningham.
And finally, make sure you visit the website, truecomedypod.com. We have different lists, show notes, and all different types of stuff that people will enjoy.
All little pretty things you want to see.
Thank you to Damon Collins at 96.3 WLYB. Thank you to Damon Collins at WLYB for letting us use this studio and ruin your equipment without hollering.
I be in the studio.
But
y'all, thank you all so much. Listen, we want you to ask us questions. Leave us voicemail messages. You'll see how to do that in the show notes, because we're going to do a Q&A episode one of these days. We want to hear all the crazy things you want to ask us. Nick said he's going to answer everything. I'm going to consult with my legal counsel before I answer any questions, because I ain't trying to get locked up where they won't let me out. I know I ain't.
Let me out.
I am not jail sized, so I cannot be safe up in these streets.
Let me tell you, I ain't scared. Like, I ain't got no stuff to hide. I'm more concerned whether they're gonna.
No, I like employment. Okay,
I ain't even worried about that. Like, I'm more concerned they're gonna ask me about stuff that happened between like 2009 and 2013.
Okay, well, you can always just plead the fifth.
No, I'm not.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I refuse to plead the fifth. If somebody want to know, I'm gonna tell them.
Okay. Well then, y'all, it's been real. It's been fun. This is True Comedy. Later.